Hey y'all. I have to be brutally honest. I have been struggling quite a bit lately. So I thought that this might be a good time to talk about just mental health and struggling and things that you can do and things that have worked for me. But I feel like I need to start with this disclaimer that clearly I don't have it figured out or I wouldn't be struggling. But yeah. Anyways, so here's the deal. I love my job. I love my school building. But then everything outside of that, I don't love. I don't feel like I am allowed to speak out. There's a lot of fear of retribution. So there's a lot of that anxiety. There's the anxiety of getting sick, infecting my family, all that stuff. But then also there is this huge, it's so pervasive, it takes over everything else. And that is the mental toll that all of this has taken. I've always felt very confident about myself as an educator. And even though I might doubt myself in a lot of other areas, I've always thought but I'm a good teacher. I honestly believed that, and it was one of the few things in my life that I felt like I could say it with confidence, and I had the the goods to back it up and everything. But it's hard when not everything, much of the stuff that I hear, mostly the forum would be public comment at a school board meeting or people's Facebook posts, because it's so easy to just post from behind a computer. Or comments on Twitter, or just people's actions. It's really difficult, and it's been weighing for a long time. One example would be every day on my way to work, I have to pass a sign in someone's lawn that says, "Reopen the schools." And first of all, the school is open. The school never stopped being open. But we were full remote for a period. We were in person, then remote, now we're in person again. So first of all, not even a thing, but that sentiment and that sign, says so much about what you think about your teachers that, I have to pass it every day and I have to look at that, and it's I'm reminded of how much I'm disliked. And I say even though I know some people don't mean it personally, they're speaking to this greater unknown again, anonymous. It's when they blame the teachers union, they don't realize the teachers union is teachers. It is. It's me. When you say the teachers, you're saying me. You might not mean it that way, but it feels that way. It feels incredibly personal. I've never felt so beaten down, so invisible, so dispensable, so just invalidated and insignificant in my whole life. And despite the section of the community and the section of the public that does care, because honestly, in my personal one-on-one interactions with, parents or people from the community, or, within my building, our staff is amazing. People have been nothing short of very supportive, very, just a lot of positive, reinforcement. But it's hard when everything outside that bubble, that people hate you. And it's worse because people hate you because of these misconceptions that they believe, and you feel powerless to clear it up. So for example, I made the mistake, and yes, I'll say mistake, of trying to, drop some truth to a tweet that somebody had posted that said I can't believe the teachers are blocking blah 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 blah, and I wrote back and I said that's actually, this is some misinformation. Teachers weren't blocking this. This was the decision made by the school board and the administration. And the response was give us your proof. And I said, well, I firsthand experience. I'm here. I experienced it. That's the proof. Me here, firsthand experience, not playing telephone. And that wasn't good enough. The response was to post my salary, as though I was supposed to be embarrassed by it. You make too much money, so shut up. And I was well, no, I'm not going to be embarrassed of what I make because I feel like I get paid what I'm worth. That's nothing to be ashamed of. Because I get paid doesn't mean that now I have a debt to like shut up and just take abuse. And really, if you come down, it comes down to it, I still don't make enough money for what I do. No, I'm worth a lot more. But my complaint isn't about pay. And unfortunately, a lot of people try to make it like that. I just want to feel respected. I just want some empathy, I don't need a parade. I don't need to be showered with gifts. I just want empathy, and I want the hatred to stop. And the mental toll that this is taking on me is huge. I do talk to a therapist. I do teletherapy, which is great. So if you've thought about seeing a therapist before, but you're not sure how to go about doing it, or it seems weird or scary, like teletherapy is like the greatest, most easiest way to ease into this right now. So please, if you're not sure, like give it a shot. I think that's probably single-handedly the best thing I could do for myself right now. But it sucks because it's not enough. I take medication for anxiety and depression. I've done that ever since right about the time my son was born. So it started with some postpartum stuff, and probably I was undiagnosed before then. Probably from the point of high school. But for some people, medicine is good. For some people, it's not. And you know what? No judgment either way. But I do, and it helps. And I think that the more I talk about it, I'm not ashamed of it, but a lot of people are, or they think it's something to be ashamed about. Again, like posting your salary, like, oh, you're supposed to be embarrassed about, no, I'm sorry. I'm fortunate that I get paid a decent living wage as a teacher. I also see a therapist. I also am on medication for anxiety and depression. And you know what? I'm a normal human being, and I'm good at what I do, despite what other people want you to think and the terrible, just like hateful things that are spewed. And I think that's where my conflict is really happening right now, because I feel like I'm not allowed to speak up for myself. I feel like I'm not allowed to like expose outright lies. Like, I see what's happening in CPS, and they're like, we put in ventilation in all the schools. And it's like, you put in one air purifier in one room and then not in all the others, but you're advertising like you did all this stuff. So then the public is like, hey, they did all this stuff. Why aren't you going back to schools? And it's like, no, that's not true. But you can't come out and say like, my district isn't doing this thing that they say they're doing, because God forbid, like, you get fired then for that. So it sucks. Like, you're not allowed to speak up for yourself or show the truth, because then you're the problem and you're ungrateful, or you have you're in danger of like retribution from your employer. But on the other hand, the public is allowed to just widely spew hate about you. They're not being like checked, especially when like if someone says hateful things at a school board meeting and no one like says, hey, that's a hateful, misguided like lie that you're spewing. No one says that. They just like let it run. And it's the most painful, hurtful thing ever. And people don't have empathy. They don't understand that. And it sucks. And I know that I can't change how other people act. The only thing I can change is myself and how I react to things and what I do. And I am actively working on that. But I'm here today to just talk about how hard that is. And that I am struggling with that. And that self-care isn't just like a thing you do and then poof, stuff is done. Taking a warm bath or doing my nails isn't cutting it anymore. Seeing a therapist and taking medication, it's not cutting it anymore. I don't know what will. Unfortunately, I feel like I'm hitting a wall, and I'm hitting a point where the things that I don't have the ability to change need to change. And only then can things get better. So the point of this video is you're not alone. And I'm struggling, and you're struggling, and we're struggling together. And I wish there was more that we could do. So I'm here. Barely. And yeah, so much for an inspiring speech to reset your thinking this month. The inspiring speech this month is, hey, you're struggling, we're all struggling. If you haven't seen a therapist, please do so. If you think that medicine might be right for you, please give it a try. You're not alone. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to feel like you're struggling, and it doesn't make you a bad teacher. Doesn't make you a bad anything. Like, everybody can benefit from this. I mean, heck, therapists see therapists, and that's a good thing. Makes them a better therapist. So, yeah. Reach out if you want to talk, in a reasonable way, not to post my salary. Honestly, that's all public record anyways. So, all right. Hang in there. I'm here. Hanging in there too. And, TBD. Only time will tell what happens next. Thanks. Bye.
Be sure to subscribe to the ResetEDU channel for the latest project updates and episodes. If you're interested in a reset for your own classroom, be sure to fill out the form at bit.ly/ResetEDU. Thank you for watching.